be honest, I never thought I'd have 5 kids. But I always knew that we wanted kids, or I wanted kids, and I knew that she did.
I remember in training, Billy did this activity, and he gave us 5 sticky notes. And he said, write your 5 most prized possessions. And of course, for us, our faith, Jesus, and our family were parts of that. And he went around, and without any prompting or warning, he went around and he picked up a sticky note off the table and he just crumbled it to the floor. He said, you've lost whatever that said. And so the first one he grabbed was my husband. And the ache that went through my heart in that moment of just the thought of losing my husband. And he did this throughout the whole entire room. And you could have heard a pin drop because everyone was really feeling it in that moment. And then when all the sticky notes were thrown down to the floor, he said that's how that child feels when they're ripped from their home. And 2019, we were clinging to hope and trying to find God amidst the storm that we were facing. So randomly, some friends would send us an olive green journal I got in the mail once. Someone bought me an olive green shirt, just random gifts of kindness. And then someone sent me a word about olives. And it was all about the process of what an olive goes through to be refined and turned into olive oil. So in 2020, we went through the fostering class, and before the world shut down, we decided we're gonna decorate everything in olive green. And I bought an olive green crib, I bought an olive tree, and I wrote on a piece of paper the word olive. And it was going to remind us that every child that comes into our home was hard pressed but not broken. We got a phone call saying, would you like to take a little girl? She has a brother. And I heard it and I said, no, I didn't enter this to separate siblings. It's a no. 2 days later, they called me back, same little girl. And so I said, well, let me call my husband. So I called him and he said the best line. He said, we didn't go through all of this to say no. So I called her back and I said, all right, we're gonna say yes. And she said, Olivia will be there around 3. And I just stopped and I just started sobbing. And I Googled it. Olivia means baby olive tree. So there was our olive, and she came to join us. 2 weeks later, we had our first phone call with BioMom. And I was telling her the story, and she started sobbing, and her nickname was Olive. They called her Olive. It was like God had chosen her for our home.
It was him choosing Olive, and for the next 2 years, that testimony was the strength that we needed, because it was going to get hard, and it did. What we did was we just took a step and we went for it, and it turned out to be the hardest thing in our lives that we've ever done, but it has been the most gratifying and faith-building. I mean, it has grown us tremendously. You want to talk about being close to the Lord? Get in the trenches.
Our life got hard, but our life also drastically changed. Our finances turned around. Anonymous gifts were coming for dinner. Amazon gifts were happening. So this isn't a prosperity gospel. It's a promise that he made that when we care for the orphan and the widow and the sick, and we do his calling, that he promises to provide what we need. A Door of Hope was a great support system. They listened to our frustrations, they listened to our victories, all of it. They were a support system for all of it.
I mean, if we're filled with his love, how do you not do something? We need to stop living for ourselves. That's all there is to it. We gotta live for others. We want to be the gospel, then be the gospel.
We are called to live,
Less of me, more of him.
and we are hard pressed but not broken. No one is too far from the Father's love. Why should they be far from ours?